Al, I do wonder, how is the shipping industry reacting to this news this morning?
It's much along the lines of how you just summarised it. I think there's a lot of caution. You know, what is this ceasefire exactly? You know, how agreed is it? Are all the parts of it? There are so many things that are kind of unclear. If you look at the 10-point plan that Iran is supposedly putting forward, there seem to be different kind of demands that we're seeing. So what's the actual detail of the plan? And then, you know, do you want to be the first wildebeest in the river to check if there are crocodiles? You know, so that's, you know, if you're an owner, you're looking at the other guy and saying, "Are you going to go first?" You know, no, you, and see, you know, build up some confidence. And one of the things that people are saying to us this morning is they need to see others go first and see how the kind of the safety looks in practical terms when you start to see transits, and then they'll take a view. So it's a kind of a chicken and egg situation. And the same goes for insurance even. You know, that's going to be, if this becomes a normalised situation, the first step is, or one of the key steps is going to be insurance. The very first one probably going to charge quite high prices, and then you'll find a more kind of appropriate market level as you understand the risk. So all of these kind of things are a chicken and egg process to just try and sort of figure out how safe it really is, and that's where we're at right now. It's
interesting when you look at the shipping stocks in Europe this morning. You've got Hapag-Lloyd up 5%, so clearly relieved, but Maersk down 1.4%, Kuehne + Nagel only up 0.25%. I wonder, is it that different shipping companies have different obstacles to get shipping traffic back to normal?
I mean, there's some of that, and there's probably a lot of kind of aspects of their operations and their kind of logistics that are very different. So it might be about fuel costs. If you've got a particular kind of hedged position or an unhedged position, and suddenly you've got much lower fuel costs, that could be very helpful to you. I'm not speaking of those particular companies, but you will see a kind of a fair degree of variability between two different shipping companies about how they might respond kind of stock-wise to a more kind of peaceful situation.
OK, well, as you can see on the screen, it's absolutely plummeted, the amount of crossings through Hormuz, just down to an absolute trickle if you compare the left to the right of the screen there. But great to get your analysis, Alaric. That's Bloomberg's Alaric Nightingale.